Greetings and peace to you, my dear brothers and sisters, and welcome once again to Know Your Rights University. We are honored to be before you to share information that we pray will be educational and enlightening for you. We, in studying trust law, have come to learn that the Constitution of the United States is, in fact, itself a trust. We have also come to learn that through the use of trust, families like the Walton family, Rockefeller family, Rothschild, and others have become nations and the rulers of nations. Let us define the word trust to give some basic understanding of the word to our listeners according to Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. Trust, a right of property, real or personal, held by one party, the trustee, for the benefit of another, the beneficiary. Kings versus Richardson. That definition is okay, but it doesn't give us the definition of what a settlor is, also called grantor, trustor, or creator. In that same Black's Law Dictionary, it says that a trustor is one who creates a trust, also called settlor. Okay, now let's take a look at some of these families to see what they have accomplished by using trust. Look at Walmart, the Walton family. If the Walton family put all of their money together, they'd be the richest people in the world. Sam Walton is the person who created that. The Rothschilds, they are a family. Warburgs, Rockefellers, these are families, all right. And you know what? They don't want to happen. They don't want any competition, meaning they don't want you to have a family. So they are going to get you to destroy your family because families have the potential to become nations. Here's an analogy of that statement broken down carefully. Imagine a giant oak tree. It started as one acorn. Over time, it grew into a tree with many branches, their children, their trusts, their holding companies. The branches produce acorns, new businesses, heirs, and foundations that can grow into more oaks. Now imagine that a grove of oak trees has the power to reshape an entire forest. If one family tree can become that massive, then a whole grove of similar trees, other strong family dynasties, could change the landscape completely. If you were the first oak tree and you didn't want competition, you'd try to make other acorns never take root. You'd scatter weeds, change the soil, or block the sunlight. That's the metaphorical version of the statement. Powerful dynasties may want to keep their advantages by discouraging others from building comparable family structures. Exegesis line by line. Look at Walmart, the Walton family. If the Walton family put all of their money together, they'd be the richest people in the world. Sam Walton is the person who created that. This frames the Walton family as an archetype. One founder creates a giant enterprise, but the real enduring power sits in the family collective, not the individual. The Rothschilds, Warburgs, Rockefellers, these are families, all right. This expands the example beyond Walmart to historic banking and oil dynasties. The point: across centuries, the enduring wealth and influence has come not from from lone actors, but from tight knit families that plan across generations. And you know what they don't want to happen? They don't want any competition, meaning they don't want you to have a family. This shifts from observation to assertion. Powerful families may seek to weaken or atomize the social units, families that could rival them. The idea is that a strong, cohesive family can pool resources, educate its members, and become a self sustaining power base, a competitor to entrenched dynasties. So they are going to get you to destroy your family because families have the potential to become nations. This is the culminating claim. The family is the seed of sovereignty. Historically, many nations emerge from extended families or clans. Think the Habsburgs, Plantagenets, or even tribal patriarchs. The statement asserts that by undermining families, elites prevent the rise of new clan based power centers that could challenge their own. The statement is essentially a warning about the power of collective family wealth and continuity. Founders create businesses, families create dynasties, dynasties create political or national level power. If you undermine the family unit, you prevent the rise of new dynasties. In that reading, the family is not just a personal or cultural institution, it's the basic cell of economic and political sovereignty. By means of trust law, they became dynasties. Let's look at what a dynasty is. A dynasty trust is a long term trust established to pass wealth across multiple generations while minimizing estate, gift, and generation skipping transfer or GST taxes. Here are historical examples where families evolved into sovereign powers, functioning as de facto or de jure nations, demonstrating the core truth behind the statement that families have the potential to become nations. Number one, the Habsburg dynasty, Austria, Spain, Holy Roman Empire. Origin: House of Habsburg began as a noble family in 11th century Switzerland. Transformation: by the 16th century, through strategic marriages, inheritance, and military alliances, the Habsburg controlled the Holy Roman Empire, the Austrian Empire, and the Spanish Empire, including vast colonial territories in the Americas. The result: the Habsburg ruled more land than any other European family. They didn't create a nation, they became one, spanning continents. Their motto: let others wage war. You, fortunate Austria, marry. Number two, the Rothschild family, Europe's banking backbone. Origin: Mayer Amschel Rothschild, a banker in Frankfurt, Germany. Transformation: he sent each of his five sons to a major European capital, London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt, to establish interlinked family banks. The result: they became central bankers to kings, empires, and governments, financing the British war against Napoleon, the construction of national railways, sovereign debt for European powers. Functional sovereignty: they operated with diplomatic immunity, private intelligence, interbank lending, and influence over central banks. In effect, they wielded nation level power without a standing army. Number three, the Medici family of Florence. Origin: a merchant family in Florence, Italy. Transformation: the Medici became bankers to the Pope and then de facto rulers of Florence. Eventually, they produced four popes, two queens of France, dukes of Tuscany. Result: their wealth and political reach transformed them from a commercial family into a sovereign house, controlling religion, politics, and culture in Renaissance Europe. Number 4, the Rockefeller family, United States. Origin: John D. Rockefeller, founder of Standard Oil, became America's first billionaire. Transformation: though the company was broken up by antitrust law, the family retained control of pieces, Exxon, Chevron, etc., and used trusts, foundations, such as the Rockefeller Foundation, and strategic marriages and philanthropy to embed themselves into education, the University of Chicago, public policy through the Council on Foreign Relations, and banking through Chase Manhattan. Result: the Rockefellers never ran for office, but their network of institutions shapes U.S. and global policy, functioning as a shadow sovereign entity. Number 5, the Saud family, Saudi Arabia. Origin: tribal chieftains in the Najd region of Arabia. Transformation: through alliances with religious leader Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab and backed by British support in the early 20th century, the House of Saud formed a kingdom. Result: the modern state of Saudi Arabia is literally named after a family, the only nation state in the world where the nation equals the family. Conclusion: each example affirms the claim families have the potential to become nations, whether through banking with the Rothschilds, empire with the Habsburgs, religion with the Medici, commerce with the Rockefellers, or tribal authority through the Sauds. A well structured, unified, multi generational family can become a sovereign actor in global affairs. Now, let us quote a chapter in the book called Behold the Pale Horse. In chapter 1, called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, we read: Energy. Energy is recognized as the key to all activity on Earth. Natural science is the study of the sources and control of natural energy, and social science, theoretically expressed as economics, is the study of the sources and control of social energy. Both are bookkeeping systems, mathematics. Therefore, mathematics is the primary energy science, and the bookkeeper can be king if the public can be kept ignorant of the methodology of the bookkeeping. All science is merely a means to an end. The means is knowledge, the end is control. The end always justifies the means. Beyond this remains only one issue: who will who will be the beneficiary? In 1954, this was the issue of primary concern, although the so-called moral issues were raised in view of the law of natural selection. It was agreed that a nation or world of people who will not use their intelligence are no better than animals who do not have intelligence. Such people are beasts of burden and stakes on the table by choice and consent. Consequently, in the interests of future world order, peace, and tranquility, it was decided to privately wage a quiet war against the American public with an ultimate objective of permanently shifting the natural and social energy wealth of the undisciplined and irresponsible many into the hands of the self disciplined, responsible, and worthy few. In order to implement this objective, it was necessary to create, secure, and apply new weapons, which, as it turned out, were a class of weapons so subtle and sophisticated in their principle of operation and public appearance as to earn for themselves the name silent weapons. In conclusion, the objective of economic research as conducted by the magnates capital, banking, and the industries of commodities, goods, and vices is the establishment of an economy which is totally predictable and manipulative. In order to achieve a totally predictable economy, the low class elements of the society must be brought under total control, i.e., must be housebroken, trained and assigned a yoke and long-term social duties from a very early age before they have an opportunity to question the propriety of the matter. In order to achieve such conformity, the lower class family unit must be disintegrated by a process of increasing preoccupation of the parents and the establishment of government operated daycare centers for the occupationally orphaned children. The quality of education given to the lower class must be of the poorest sort, so that the moat of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains incomprehensible to the inferior class. With such an initial handicap, even bright lower class individuals have little, if any, hope of extricating themselves from their assigned lot in life. This form of slavery is essential to maintaining some measure of social order, peace, and tranquility for the ruling upper class. That being said, we feel it is imperative for Black people in particular to take a critical look at our condition and see if this information has relevance to our current lot in life. If it does, what can we do to educate ourselves with the knowledge necessary to turn things for the better? We leave you with two quotes from the Bible, Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And from Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Put not your trust in money, but put your money in trust. Oliver Wendell Holmes, Sr. This is one way these families became nations. To find out how you may be able to create your own family trust, email us at info@naturalessencellc.com or call 708-539-9201. Thank you once again. This is Know Your Rights University, signing out. Peace, and may God bless you all. Thank you.